Hi, I'm Dana Obleman. This video is part of my free sleep course for kids 25 months and up right here on YouTube. If you could use some more guidance and check out Sleep Sounds Plus, the link is in the description below. Good morning, welcome back. Today I want to talk about another thing that can happen that really can derail your progress or set you back, and that's traveling. So some parents get so nervous about rocking the boat around their great sleep skills that they decide never to take a trip again. And others might have a trip coming up that's causing a lot of anxiety because they're wondering how to do this well. Well, I'm going to give you some tips today for dealing with travel. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind that when you're traveling with children, it's a lot different than when you're traveling on your own. This is not a backpacking adventure when you were 22 on your own. This is traveling with kids, and there's some really important things to keep in mind. One is that you cannot overschedule yourself. It's tempting, there's so many things you want to see and do and people to see that it is tempting to run your kids ragged, right? Like go all day, they're missing their nap or they're going to bed too late. And a few days of this in a row can cause such overtiredness to set in that your child just completely has a meltdown at the third bedtime. And now you're in a hotel or you're at your mother-in-law's house and everybody's looking at you. Why is your child crying? Why do they seem so upset? And that can cause anxiety in you that you start backstepping or bending your boundaries around sleep, and 5 days into the trip, you're back to bed sharing. This is a really common scenario, and I want to prepare you so that you don't fall into this pitfall. So keep in mind that your child's sleep schedule is just as important as the food schedule. So you would never run your child so ragged through a trip that you forgot to feed her. And we're going to treat sleep exactly the same, that we need to give her an opportunity to get good quality rest. If she's still napping, she's got to be home for that nap, or we've got to keep bedtime on track. Now, I always give people a little bit of a leeway. I mean, if it's just 30 minutes once or twice while you're on your trip, that's not the end of the world. But if it happens repeatedly day after day, that's when it becomes a problem. And the good news is that when you honor your child's sleep schedule, they tend to have a better time. Then you have a better time because you're not dealing with a cranky child that you're trying to drag around all day. The next big mistake people make, and again, if you've worked really hard to get out of this scenario, please don't go back to it, and that is bed sharing. They bed share for a week or two while they're away and then wonder why their child won't go back to her own bed when they get home. We can't go back to this. Now, really, no one is going to get good quality sleep if you try to bed share. If neither of you or any of you are used to sharing a bed with a child, I'll tell you it's very, very uncomfortable and very disruptive to your nighttime sleep to sleep with a child. Children are fairly active sleepers. They do a lot of moving around in the night. They do a lot of twisting and turning, and you might get a foot in the face. All of this is perfectly normal for children, but it's not normal for adults, and it will just absolutely disrupt your sleep. So get some sort of a bed, get a 1-bedroom suite, bring in a cot. Lots of hotels have portable cots that they can bring in for your child. I would even suggest you go so far as to build a little partition between you and the child. If you have to like hang sheets over chairs or whatever you have to do just to give them a little bit of their own space so that when they wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you aren't the first person they see. Their very favorite people are in the bed right next to them. That can be game over. Now they want to get up and they want to play and they want to turn on the TV and they want to do all kinds of stuff. So having that little buffer between you and them can be super helpful. For us, we always found places with 1-bedroom suites. We put our kids in the bedroom and then we slept out on the hide-a-bed. Not the most comfortable, but at least they're going to bed at their appropriate bedtime and we can enjoy an evening. We don't want to go to bed at 7. So doing that, just thinking it through a little bit. You have to make some accommodations when you're traveling with children. There can be a little bit of a minor regression the first night or two, especially with really little ones. it's different, right? Maybe they're fatigued from a hard travel day and they're just having a hard time winding down, getting to sleep. Looks different, it smells different. They're a little thrown off by it. So it's absolutely fine for a night or two to stay in the room with them, right? Bring in again that chair, sit by their bed or by the door, somewhere in the room, and just give them that support with your key phrase. We're only going to do this for 2 nights at the most, because again, if we do it more than 3, we could have a bad habit again. And that can just give them a little bit of reassurance that everything is fine, get them used to this new environment, making sure that you're letting them know you still expect them to sleep well and be independent sleepers. And then the more you do this, the more you practice traveling with your children, the better they get at it. And the more they understand that it doesn't matter where we go, because I am still required to sleep well. Her expectations or their expectations for me stay the same. Whether I'm at grandma's house or in Hawaii or at Disneyland, it doesn't matter. I need to be a good sleeper. Okay, so this is our last night by the door. No changes. Hang in there one more night. Tomorrow we're going to make a switch again. See you in the morning.